There was once a land ruled for centuries by a king who claimed to be more than a king. He didn't just want a crown, he wanted to be worshipped.
I am your Lord, the Most High,
he told his people. And they didn't just obey him, they believed him. Millions of people bowing not to the ground but to a man. Then came a night that changed everything. A dream stole his sleep. And years later, when death finally came for him, all his power couldn't stop a single drop of water from ending him. His body was preserved by God, kept from decay, left behind for every generation after as a warning. This is that story. Egypt, the most powerful nation on earth. Cities built along the Nile, where the soil turned crops to gold. Markets overflowing with wealth. Palaces built not just from stone but from arrogance. At the center of it all stood one man, Pharaoh. His word wasn't just law, it was religion. People didn't merely obey him, they believed in him. And in the shadow of that empire lived a people who never saw the light, the children of Israel. Different homes, different lives, enslaved. Their men carried stone from sunrise to sunset, building monuments for a king who despised them, collapsing from exhaustion each night. Their women were kept alive only to keep the cycle of slavery turning. Pharaoh made sure of it, kept them weak on purpose, because a broken people can never rise up against a throne. But even tyrants aren't safe from what's coming. One night, Pharaoh had a dream. A fire rose from the direction of Jerusalem and swept through Egypt, burning every home except the homes of the Israelites. He woke up shaking. For the first time in his life, he felt afraid. He summoned his astrologers and fortune tellers that same night. They listened to the dream, and then they spoke the sentence that would change history. A boy will be born among the children of Israel, who will bring about the fall of your kingdom. That was the moment Pharaoh's fear turned into cruelty.
You are merely a man, Pharaoh. Your fear betrays
When
you.
fear enters the
Release
heart,
them.
reason leaves it. And when reason leaves, tyranny is born. Pharaoh decided to end the threat before it could exist.
My will is absolute. You will crush this rebellion and leave no survivors. Let the Nile run red with the blood of traitors.
Kill every newborn boy of the Israelites, he commanded. Swords moved from city to city. Mothers lost their children. Thousands of innocent lives were taken in an attempt to outrun a prophecy. It was in the middle of this horror that Musa, Moses, was born. His mother lived in constant terror, knowing what awaited her son if he were found. Then came a message from God. Nurse him, and when you fear for his life, place him in the river. Don't be afraid, he will be returned to you. So in silence she built a small basket, laid her baby inside it and set it upon the water. She told her daughter, watch him from a distance but never get close. The basket drifted along the current until it reached the edge of Pharaoh's own palace. Pharaoh's wife, Asiya, saw it pulled from the water. The moment she looked at the child inside, something shifted in her heart. Do not kill him, she said instantly. Perhaps he will be of benefit to us. Let us raise him as our own. Pharaoh looked at the baby, a child from the very people whose bloodline he was trying to erase, and pride whispered in his ear.
But understand, this changes nothing.
That single moment of arrogance was the beginning of his own downfall. The baby refused to nurse from any other woman. The palace grew desperate until his own sister stepped forward and said,
If it please your majesty, I know a woman who could nurse the child for you. Go and fetch this woman. We will consider your suggestion.
And so the mother who had given her son to the river had him placed back in her arms, this time with the protection of the palace itself. Years passed. Moses grew into a young man, strong, wise, given understanding beyond his years. One day in the city, he came across two men fighting, one an Israelite, one an Egyptian. The Israelite cried out for help. Moses stepped in and struck the Egyptian, a single blow. The man fell and did not rise again. Moses realized instantly what had happened. He turned to God, asking forgiveness, and it was granted. But Egypt did not forgive so easily. Word spread through the palace like fire. Pharaoh's order was swift. Find Moses and kill him.
They know you're here. The Pharaoh's guards are everywhere. You must
Moses
leave
fled with
Heliopolis
nothing,
before sunrise,
no money,
or you
no
are
belongings,
lost.
just faith. Alone in the desert, exhausted, hungry, afraid, and hopeful all at once. He made one simple prayer, My Lord, save me from the wrongdoers. He eventually reached the land of Midian. At a well outside the city, he found men watering their animals and two young women standing apart, waiting. "Why aren't you drawing water?" he asked them. "We wait until the men finish," they said. "Our father is very old." Moses stepped forward, drew water for them without asking anything in return, and withdrew to rest beneath a tree. There he made another quiet prayer. "My Lord, whatever good you send down to me, I am in need of it." Soon, one of the young women returned. "My father is calling for you. He wishes to thank you." That elder was the prophet Shuaib. Moses told him his story, and Shuaib reassured him, "Do not be afraid. You are safe from the wrongdoers now." His daughter suggested, "Father, hire him. He is strong and trustworthy." Shuaib offered Moses his daughter's hand in marriage on the condition that he work for 8 years. 10. If he chose to stay longer, Moses agreed. 10 years passed, tending flocks in solitude in patience. The prince of Egypt had become a shepherd, and it was there in the quiet that God was preparing him to become a prophet. When his time was complete, Moses set out for Egypt with his wife. One cold night in the desert, he saw a light in the distance on a mountainside. "Wait here," he told her. "I'll bring back fire, or find someone to show us the way." But it wasn't fire. As he came closer, a voice called out, "Oh Moses!" His whole body trembled. "I am your Lord. Remove your sandals. You are in the sacred valley. I have chosen you." God commanded him, "Go to Pharaoh. He has transgressed beyond all bounds. Your staff will be a sign, and I have placed a special power within it." Moses answered, "My Lord, my tongue does not speak easily. Give me my brother Aaron as my helper." His prayer was answered. Moses and Aaron walked into Pharaoh's palace. Pharaoh looked at them with contempt. "Who is your Lord?" "My Lord is the one who gives life and takes it away." Moses answered. Furious, Pharaoh demanded proof. "You're playing games with us. Prove it." Egypt's greatest magicians were summoned. They threw down their ropes, and the crowd watched them appear to move like snakes. Fear rippled through the room. Then Moses placed down his staff. It became a real serpent and swallowed every illusion the magicians had created. The magicians themselves fell to their knees. "This is not magic," they said.
We believe in the God of Moses and Aaron.
But Pharaoh's pride only hardened.
I spurn your miracle. This is nothing but a cheap parlor trick. I am the true God of Egypt.
And so judgment began. A violent storm swept across Egypt, drowning their fields and destroying their livelihood. Locusts followed, devouring everything green. Lice spread across their bodies, a constant maddening reminder that this was not nature, it was consequence. Frogs rose from every corner of the land. Then the Nile itself turned red. The fish died. The water was ruined. And every time, Pharaoh's answer was the same. "This is only Moses' magic." Finally, God instructed Moses to leave Egypt with his people under the cover of night. They left quietly, no weapons, barely any belongings, only trust. When morning came and Pharaoh discovered they were gone, his pride roared back to life. "We will hunt them down," he declared. "We will show them who truly holds the power." The Israelites reached the shore of the sea, with Pharaoh's army closing in behind them. The water stretched before them, deep and merciless. "We're trapped," the people cried. "This sea is waiting to take us, and death is coming from behind." Moses stood firm. "Never, my Lord is with me. He will show us the way." God commanded him, "Strike the water with your staff." Moses obeyed, and the sea split in two. Towering walls of water rose on either side, and a dry path opened between them. The people walked through, their faith growing stronger with every step. Pharaoh and his army reached the same shore and saw the parted sea with their own eyes. Even then, pride spoke louder than reason. "We can do this too," Pharaoh said. "Nothing can stop us." He led his army straight into the passage between the walls of water. The moment the last of the Israelites reached the far shore, God gave the command, "Let the sea return." The walls of water collapsed inward. The waves closed over Pharaoh's army completely. Every horse, every soldier disappeared beneath the sea. In his final moment, as death closed in around him, Pharaoh's eyes opened to the truth. "I believe," he cried, "in the Lord that the children of Israel believed in." But it was too late. His faith, offered only in his last breath, was not accepted. God declared that his body would be preserved, not out of mercy, but as a lesson for every generation that would come after. a warning that no power on earth is greater than the one who created it. Asiya, Pharaoh's own wife, had believed in God long before that final moment and had guarded her faith quietly, even inside the walls of a palace built on cruelty. Her patience and devotion were remembered long after her husband's arrogance became nothing but ash and legend. This is the story of a king who called himself a god, and the ordinary shepherd who stood against him with nothing but faith, because in the end, the greatest pride in human history was still no match for one simple truth: no man is unstoppable.